We got to stop this pointing the finger at the person who gets caught with their hand in the cookie jar. Where did it start from? But see, people don't want to touch all those angles if it started being in major executives who run these labels. So you guys want to speak on the people who got thrown on the bus.
Lost myself at a Diddy party. Didn't know that's how it goes.
It went viral on social media after Sean Diddy combs his arrest with lyrics alleging an experience at one of Diddy's parties.
The Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Well, apparently not. Everything ain't for everybody.
Suge Knight just shook up the music scene by revealing explosive secrets that have everyone second-guessing what they know. He claims Diddy was involved in a shocking incident with Justin Bieber during his early career. What's even more mind-blowing is Bieber's unexpected reaction. It's a total game changer.
I knew what was going on with Puffy for years. The higher-up was doing to him. He repeated what they were doing to him. He does it to everybody else. And that's a cycle that's been going on in the music.
This isn't just gossip. It's a straight-up industry takedown. Suge is pulling no punches, dragging Diddy and a host of others into a web of allegations involving manipulation, control, and a system designed to exploit young talent. Justin Bieber's name is smack in the middle of it, and for the first time, we're hearing his side, and let's be real, this story doesn't stop with Bieber Suggs out here, spilling tea hotter than lava, dropping names and spilling secrets that stretch across hip-hop Hollywood and beyond. Buckle up, because we're about to dive headfirst into a world of power control and jaw-dropping revelations. Suge Knight ain't holding back. He's coming for Diddy with claims so wild, they sound straight out of a scandalous Netflix doc, according to Suge. Diddy wasn't just a mentor to Bieber, he was pulling strings behind the scenes in ways that'll make your jaw hit the floor. Suge says Diddy orchestrated these so-called vacations with older men, setting Bieber up in situations that had nothing to do with making music.
The nurse is going to put in an IV, and it's called NAD. And basically what it does is it's going to flush out some of the toxins. I've abused.
It doesn't end there. Suge Knight has dropped receipts, videos showing a young Bieber spending 48 hours with Diddy in situations that raise serious red flags. Knight paints a troubling picture, claiming these meetings weren't about mentorship, but something far darker. He also hinted at substance involvement, leading people to question what truly happened during Bieber's rise to fame, surrounded by toxic influences despite being at the peak of his career.
I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So, and we gonna go full crazy.
This isn't just about Suge Knight's accusations. It's about the patterns emerging in Bieber's career. What started as a promising rise now has fans questioning if those early years left lasting scars, with Knight's claims hinting at unseen damage. And Bieber wasn't the only one impacted. Knight also pulled Usher into the conversation, dropping some serious allegations about his early career. According to Knight, Diddy's manipulative tactics weren't a new approach. Usher may have been one of the first to fall victim. Picture this: a young, talented Usher staying at Diddy's house, expecting mentorship. But Knight argues it was never just about music. Behind closed doors, those late-night sessions weren't solely focused on career advice. The shocking implication is that Diddy's influence went far beyond business, shaping the careers of these young stars in ways no one imagined.
What's up? I'm Usher.
And I'm Justin, and this is our cover shoot.
I'm Justin.
And I'm
Anyways, I'm Justin.
And I'm Usher.
And this is the cover shoot for Billboard.
Suge Knight suggests Usher experienced similar manipulation to Bieber, long stays with Diddy, and no clear projects emerging. The lines between mentorship and something much more troubling are now in question. Given the intense pressure Usher faced, it's understandable why he's remained silent about those formative, mysterious years.
So we got Jay Williams right here. See? Come on. We got Usher right. Scooter Braun right there with the old sheets.
Suge Knight isn't just throwing accusations. He's connecting the dots to explain why Usher's rise to stardom wasn't as flawless as it seemed. The mental toll, the career decisions, and even the parts of his story kept hidden all start to make sense when Knight speaks. But according to him, this isn't just about Usher or Bieber. It's only the beginning. Knight claims there's a much darker, deeper system controlling the music industry, a web of manipulation that has been in place for years. He doesn't stop there, though. Just when you think it can't get more shocking, Knight reveals a bombshell about a secret society operating in Hollywood and the music business, pulling the strings like an exclusive club. This isn't just about power plays. Knight suggests there's an underground network dictating who rises to fame and who is shut out. He even mentions connections to industry giants like Diddy, Snoop Dogg, and legendary figures such as Michael Jackson.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn.
Suge Knight argues that talent and hard work aren't what determine success in the music industry. It's all about blackmail, coercion, and gatekeeping. Want to be a star? Then you must play by their rules or face being silenced. It's not just Knight making these claims. Remember Ali Carter's revelations, where she exposed how certain young women were manipulated as leverage against powerful men in Hollywood. This sheds light on a hidden side of the industry that thrives on secrets and control, aligning with Knight's own accusations. The question now is how many others have fallen victim to this system. And it doesn't stop with emerging stars. There are whispers suggesting even icons like Michael Jackson may have been tangled in this covert network. What once seemed like conspiracy theories now looks more like the industry's dirty blueprint. According to Knight, the secret society didn't rely solely on contracts and blackmail. Their most effective tool was using groupies. The glamorous rapper lifestyle, mansions, private cars, fancy parties, and beautiful women, was all part of the system, hiding darker agendas beneath the surface.
Her lifestyle can be viewed by outsiders as one that is simply unimaginable. Huge mansions, private cars, partying, fancy bling bling, and of course, pretty ladies.
Groupies are necessary. Let's be clear, groupies are necessary.
Suge Knight reveals a shocking tactic used in the industry. Groupies weren't just part of the lifestyle. They were strategic tools in a manipulative game. Knight claims powerful figures selected groupies to target rising stars, gaining their trust, placing them in compromising situations, and giving those in control leverage over the artists. This sinister use of groupies was designed to trap and manipulate young talent, ensuring those in power stayed in control.
There have been a number of occasions where Justin is seen being hurt throughout his career, giving uncomfortable reactions in the process.
I feel violated right now.
This isn't just Suge Knight's word. Think back to Ali Carter's lawsuit, where she revealed how women in the industry were exploited and used as pawns. Her story wasn't just personal. It exposed a system where groupies were strategically placed to ensure that no one could rise without the approval of the gatekeepers.
Dublin, Ireland? Never heard of that. 2 a.m, we came back to the room and just mysteriously 10 popped up in our hotel room. I'm like, oh, I see what.
Suge Knight paints a grim picture of young artists lured into traps disguised as fun, only to be manipulated into complying to protect their careers. These weren't just wild parties, they were setups. Saying no often meant an early end to their careers. But groupies weren't the only tool. Knight claims Hollywood had another weapon: carefully orchestrated picture-perfect marriages. These unions, designed to appear ideal, were actually power moves in the entertainment world, strategically crafted to further control and manipulate those involved.
At that point in time, there was an influx of baby groupies. And I mean babies, they were 13 and 14. And I was already the grand old age of 21. And boy, the guys wanted these baby girls. That was the next step for these guys.
Let's be clear, he was still a young man. Let's be clear, he was still a young man and he was Usher. So if there was vanity involved, how can you go from Chile to that bit? And don't say it's true.
Suge Knight claims Hollywood marriages are more about power than love. These high-profile unions are strategically designed not for romance, but to keep private truths hidden and maintain a spotless public image. The real goal is to protect careers, suppress rumors, and ensure the industry machine operates smoothly, all while keeping control firmly in the hands of its gatekeepers.
I had to get him married right away. When all these guys, it's no different, but when you look at it, you take Tracy Edmonds.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful woman. She was trained like other women were trained.
Suge Knight didn't hold back, accusing high-profile figures like Tracy Edmonds and Eddie Murphy of faking their relationship for the public eye. He even implicated Babyface in these manipulative tactics. Knight went further, claiming Dr. Dre's whirlwind marriage was more about industry pressure than love. These unions, according to Knight, weren't about romance. They were strategic power moves designed to control public narratives and silence any rumors.
I'm not doing a song with Dre. I'm not doing California Love with Dre because Dre is a I'm thinking, okay, here it goes. Dre gonna say something slick, Pac on fire on that mother.
This isn't some wild conspiracy theory. Suge Knight paints a vivid picture of stars being cornered, forced into a game they didn't choose or risk losing everything. According to Knight, marriages were no longer about love, but a way to protect secrets, maintain power, and keep everyone in line. It's all about optics, and these so-called power couples were just another mechanism Hollywood used to stay on top. Meanwhile, young stars like Justin Bieber paid the price for this manipulation in ways no one expected, but not everyone is backing Knight's version of events. Reggie Wright Jr., a longtime insider from Death Row, isn't supporting Knight's claims, especially the one where he's accused of betrayal during the infamous Soul Train incident. Reggie is firing back, insisting that he didn't sell out Knight, but actually saved him. He argues that Knight's tough guy persona only worked because Reggie was there, stepping in to prevent chaos. Reggie recalls how things could have turned disastrous if 100 men stormed the stage to yank Biggie Smalls off mid-performance, emphasizing his role as the voice of reason in a volatile situation.
Calling me the devil or a traitor. Well, okay. If I wanted to betray you, if I really was a Judas, you would have been in the penitentiary doing life. You know that.
Billy Garland, Tupac's father, fiercely condemned Suge Knight, calling him a lying troublemaker who dragged Tupac into unnecessary danger. Garland believes Tupac could have focused on his art and social impact if not for the chaos Knight introduced into his life. He also highlighted the toxic nature of the industry, which doesn't just exploit stars like Tupac, but relentlessly grinds down countless others for profit and control.
Got my son out there involved in this stupid shit. He didn't need that for his life.
I mean, do you feel though, like, because of street codes and, you know, hip hop, there's this whole no snitching policy that really permeates the culture. So at the time that the shooting actually happened, when it was not a cold case yet, nobody wanted to cooperate.
These aren't just baseless claims. These are insights from people who've witnessed the darker side of the entertainment world firsthand. Reggie Wright and Billy Garland's perspectives lend significant weight to Suge Knight's allegations, clarifying that Diddy's influence is merely one piece of a much larger, more complex puzzle. However, Knight's main frustration isn't just with Diddy. It's with the entire system that enabled him to manipulate and control the industry. As we dive deeper, some names come into focus, further highlighting the validity of Knight's claims. Tracy Edmonds, Karen Steffens, aka Superhead, and Cynthia Plaster-Caster all have very different stories, yet they're linked by the same troubling patterns Knight has been calling out. Knight argues that Edmonds was part of a system where high-profile women weren't merely used for glamour and beauty. They were strategic tools, playing pivotal roles in maintaining the secrecy of powerful men. Whether through carefully orchestrated relationships or public appearances, their true roles were often concealed, masking the manipulation at play.
Oh, Corinne Steffens?
Yes.
Yeah.
They say Superhead, but in your perspective, you...
Well, how did I get Superhead?
Well,
they're all wondering, how did I do that?
How did you do it?
I gave her better head than she ever gave me.
Together, the stories of these women back up Suge Knight's long-standing claims that Hollywood and the music industry have always run on power, secrecy, and manipulation. While these revelations expose a hidden side of the industry, Knight's own past is deeply tied to this narrative.
Rock stars, members. Yes, you heard me right. Cynthia Plaster-Caster became famous for making casts of rock stars members, one of which being Jimi Hendrix. She passed away recently on April 21st, so I thought we would remember her today.
That iconic moment wasn't just about a feud, it symbolized the immense influence Suge Knight had in the industry at the time. His mere presence was enough to send a powerful message. While Dame Dash stood firm, representing the East Coast, the irony of the situation runs deep. Years later, Dame distanced himself from figures like Jay-Z, Diddy, and R. Kelly, whose links to grooming scandals became major controversies. Moreover, Dame's connection to Aaliyah, whose tragic story is tied to the darker corners of industry exploitation, adds another layer to this narrative. It's fascinating to see how Dame positioned himself over the years, claiming to expose the toxic systems Knight is now revealing. But back then, the battle was all about power plays and survival, with Knight's ability to dominate making everyone around him constantly wary of his next move.
And we ended up running into Suge. We had a quick conversation, and Eric B. and Ed Lover were there, and they just sort of like, because Jay was just like, yo, do you know me? Or like, my name is Jay-Z, and Suge was like, I don't know you. And then, they kind of broke it up. We went to the bathroom. It wasn't like a big deal.
While Dame Dash faced off with Suge Knight, there's another name intertwined with Knight's story that sheds light on his influence in the industry: Snoop Dogg. Snoop's connection to Knight is far from a mere side note. It's a saga in itself. From being tight collaborators at the height of Death Row Records to becoming bitter enemies after the label's downfall, their relationship has had many twists. According to Knight, Snoop betrayed him, rebranding Death Row for his own benefit while Knight was behind bars, effectively leaving the man who built the empire behind. But the drama doesn't end there. Snoop's ability to thrive in the industry while seemingly avoiding Knight's wrath has raised suspicions. There have long been rumors linking Snoop to law enforcement, even suggesting he might have been a federal informant. Knight hasn't shied away from fueling these rumors, hinting that Snoop's survival in hip-hop's most chaotic times wasn't just about talent. It might have been about a much more calculated strategy.
So this is after Jay tried to Aaliyah, but she chose you over him.
You know the timeline, bro. He did the project when she died, which was even more disrespectful to me.
Snoop Dogg's pimp persona, which he's openly embraced, ties directly into the accusations Suge Knight has made about groupies being used to manipulate and control artists. While Snoop's lifestyle may seem like just a flashy image, it aligns closely with Knight's claims about the industry's darker tactics. What appears to be a personal choice starts to look more like another element of the system Knight has been working to expose.
I stood up for these and they appreciate it. So when I got locked up, he cheered.
When you say these, who in
black was in the industry, and they turned around and was happy to see me go to prison. But at the same time, I'm going to tell these dudes, look, I'm not going to let you go in, sell 10 million records or 2 million records, or even 100,000 records out the back door and don't pay them.
While Snoop managed to navigate the industry and avoid Suge Knight's wrath, Justin Bieber took a different route, choosing silence in the face of Knight's allegations. Bieber's quiet response speaks louder than words, with whispers suggesting he has distanced himself from friends and even family. His actions suggest trust issues run deep, and Knight's claims could be the root cause. Bieber's retreat from his inner circle hints at the weight of the allegations and how much they may be affecting his personal and professional life behind the scenes.
You think Snoop Dogg is a rat?
What you mean by that?
Look
Where
at
you
this
going with
camera.
that?
Because Snoop Dogg got to order protection on Suge Knight. And Suge Knight calls my phone every other week.
What you mean he got to order protection?
He got to order protection on Suge Knight in the 90s. The whole West Coast know about it. They not letting Suge Knight out of jail because Snoop Dogg keep calling. When I first got out of jail, I was on house arrest, right? A lot of people was talking shit. Snoop Dogg was one of them. When I went on Instagram and I was trolling Snoop Dogg and I posted the Suge Knight. Remember you posted and Suge Knight said, Snoop's a snitch. Why you think Snoop Dogg never went to jail? And I posted that.
Let's not overlook the resurfaced footage of Diddy and a teenage Justin Bieber during one of their notorious 48-hour hangouts. What once seemed like innocent fun is now being viewed with suspicion. As people rewatch those clips, questions are arising about what truly went on during those early years when Bieber was allegedly mentored by one of the biggest names in the music world. These days, Bieber has distanced himself from the chaos, focusing on his family life and keeping a low profile. He swapped the late-night parties for quiet, intimate moments with his wife Hailey and their baby. As Suge Knight's allegations continue to make headlines, Bieber's silence feels like a defensive strategy, possibly to protect the life he's built or to avoid reigniting something he's not ready to confront. Though Bieber stays out of the spotlight, the rest of the industry isn't staying quiet. More voices are starting to emerge, and the fallout from Knight's explosive accusations is growing. Let's break down who's speaking out and what they're revealing.
But his past trauma in the music industry, his album changes, and being a newlywed to wife Hailey.
I think that I was just, living in this shame, living in all this sort of stuff of my past, and I wasn't able to move on.
Talk of the video comes after footage of Diddy and Justin also resurfaced on social media.
There it is. The shocking truth about the music industry's darkest secrets laid bare. From Suge Knight's explosive allegations against Diddy and Justin Bieber to the chilling stories of manipulation and control within Hollywood and hip-hop, Bieber's involvement might just be the tip of a much larger iceberg. This culture of secrecy and power manipulation has been operating behind the scenes for decades. But the real question remains, will Justin ever speak out? Is he simply waiting for the right moment, or is his silence the loudest statement he could make? One thing's for sure, Knight's bold claims, alongside the whispers and evidence, have ignited a conversation the industry can no longer ignore. And trust, this drama is far from over. Comment your thoughts, and if you like the video, hit the subscribe button for more updates.